Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is EmilyHanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. And you are getting a little bit of a sneak peek of some new things in my hands. So after a long journey, as is most things that I order that are shipping to Mexico is always a long journey. After a long journey, I have received the Lethal Wildflower palette and one of their new duochrome highlighters. I bought them, not received them like PR, although Lethal, call me. Anyway, after some deliberation and a lot of good thoughts from my two worst but best encouragements in makeup shenanigans, Audra and Teresa, I picked these up. So I picked up one highlighter. I got the color Halo, which was written as like a green to blue duochrome highlighter. And I was like, green? Yes. And then the Nightflower palette, it is a 12 pan palette. It is a magnetic packaged palette, and it's this beautiful purple color story with the blue and the peach. And I put this look together with y'all, and I talk through my thoughts, and I give you some thoughts at the end of the video. But this was a really fun playtime. I'm just gonna spoiler it for y'all. I have an affinity towards Lethal. Their matte formula, their matte eyeshadows were like a moment for me when I discovered them, when I realized that I could really love a matte formula. And I had some matte formulas before Lethal that I enjoyed, but for me, the functionality of Lethal mattes and the way I apply my makeup is just perfect. Match made in heaven, basically. And when I see color from Lethal, I'm very excited. When I see like an evolution of highlighters, when I see an evolution of shimmer formulas, I'm so excited. So yeah, I picked them up. This came out in February. Nobody might care. I don't care. I just want to play with makeup and I look fabulous. So like, you should enjoy it too, I guess. Anyway, I definitely will be sharing my thoughts throughout the video. You will hear all of the little ins and outs. I ended up using about half the palette in terms of the colors, so I still have more to play with, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm also just kind of getting back into my filming rhythm, so it was really nice to just do a makeup playtime, basically. If you have not been around for one of these playtimes, but you like colorful makeup, bitches with lots of opinions, or you just like cute fat babes, you should go ahead and subscribe. And perhaps check out my Patreon or my YouTube membership, which is also linked below, because those are like the perfect way to support me just a little further. And I forgot to say this in my outro, which I already filmed, but huge thank you to my current patrons and members. Mwah, to you. Now, let's jump into the makeup playtime. Let's jump into lots of thoughts and shimmer and shine and purple and blue and all of that good stuff. So I want to start out my look with the face highlighter, which I am very excited about. Also, I'm filming my intro at the end of the video, so this is the first thing I'm saying to the camera in case I'm more awkward than I normally am. Anyway, this is Halo, and if I'm wrong, I will have it on the screen. But I picked it up because it's the blue to green highlight, but when I opened the package and saw that it has this like pinky peachy base, I've already swatched it, I've already like just tippity tapped it on my face, but this is the first time putting it on top of concealer with a brush. My neighbors are doing whatever my neighbors do. Okay, Lethal. Hi, Lethal. Hi, Lethal. Okay, okay. Okay. Oh, my face is everything. Look, I have owned one of Lethal's highlighters in the past. I had Ionic. It was pretty. It came to me broken, so I ended up decluttering it because it just kept breaking. It was pretty, but a duochrome, multi-chrome highlighter, that's what the fuck we're talking about. This, okay. I have a lot of noises coming out of me. This is where it's at. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna prime my eyes and we're gonna get into the palette, or the palette, as Audra would say. I'm doing a lot of primer because I don't know how big or blown out I want to go, so I'm just covering any real estate. I use the NARS Smudge Proof Primer. Oh, this is either for editing me or for y'all. But just so you know, before getting on camera, the only things on my face were the Beauty of Joseon Rice Probiotic SPF and the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer in 2W, 2 Warm Olive. And my lip is basically Fenty Glazed, but it's the leftovers of my Fenty Glazed mixed with my M Cosmetics Magic Hour. Yeah, we're down to no longer in the tubes. Okay, the palette. The packaging on this palette is so beautiful. As somebody who enjoys building single shadow palettes, I'm very happy to have this palette. And I mean like the outside of the palette and the inside. But I just mean this purple packaging is a gorgeous palette packaging. So that's the interior. I've swatched most, if not all, of the shades, but I have not put anything on my eyes yet. And I'm predicting the lighter matte purples, the blue, and probably this shimmer, but maybe some of this one too. I love how purple this looks on camera because it looks, there we go. So anyway, this seems like an evolved, improved Lethal formula from swatching in terms of shimmers. So let's see how it goes. And I love my tiny brushes, but one of the things that I really enjoy about Litho Formula is really getting to blow and blend colors together and out and all of that. So I'm gonna use my Refer 16, at least to start. Using the other side of the brush. Oh, this orchidy shade. Oh, it's so pretty. Picking up the other color again. I'm just dipping between the two, basically. Yes, yes. Love a winged moment. A little bit of pixie epoxy. We're gonna tap it out. Okay. I have this image of a blue inner corner. I might have to like touch it up. Actually, I already have my concealer on. Never mind, never mind. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have to go into that purpley red flippy shade. Oh, hell yeah. I love a color like this. I'm gonna do my all over the eye shimmer thing. But I like doing this with my finger, and I don't really have much pixie epoxy up here because I feel like I can just do like a, I guess a topper, soft wash. Talking just a littlest bit of the kind of like goldy pink. Yes. Right there. A little like flash of fire. What do I want to do on my lower lash? I think I want to give that light purple another moment to shine. Tapping just the littlest bit of this up here. I'm feeling this so far. I'm going to go do the other eye off camera, and I'm gonna be back. I'll be back. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be back with like everything else on, like blush, mascara, liner, everything, or if I wanna do that with y'all. We'll see, but I'll be back. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished look. If you were not looking at your video, you missed a lot of close-ups, me being vain, but this is my finished look. And I went in with a peach blush. You don't need this one, but I have been enjoying it. I also just layered a bunch of colors to create these brows that complement or match the inner corner. I basically just layered my pastel blue liner with the teal and this other blue down here, and I feel like I got a close approximation, and I like it. Added mascara, been loving the Maybelline Sky High. I'll re-upped on my lipstick. So that is the finished look, featuring Halo highlighter and the Lethal Nightflower palette. I used half the palette. I used 6 shades, and I have no complaints about any of the shades that I used. I feel like this is a really fun and interesting color story, and I have a love of Lethal, and I'm sure I'm going to, like, you know, give you that disclaimer at the beginning of the video. I have a love of their mattes, but I have been waiting and pushing for Lethal to up their shimmer game and their multi-chrome and their duochrome game. I'm not sure if I would consider any of these actually multi-chromes, but I think you have some really pretty duochromes and really shiny, sparkly shades, but they are also like impactful. So, you know, with this shade that I put on my lid, but I also tapped over the rest of the eye, like, I think this is gonna be one of those like beautiful one shadow looks I'm gonna have to do sometime soon, or a few shadows, but like just all over with the red purple base. I think that the blue, I really like the mix of this like peachy, like hot peachy pink gold. Is that what it is? Hard. Words are hard. Yeah, you know, it's not vermilion, but it is pretty. I have to say, like, when I see the shift, like, it's not in the same ilk, but it's close. I really like, to me, this is a really nice mix in cool and warm tones. And I think purple is the perfect color to do that. And so I really am like very impressed in person with this color story. My only complaint just from buying it and from the look is this tone up here. I think if they had brought in another, like a matte blue or something else, you know, I would like that. But this is just, I really cannot wait to keep playing like with this blue. I didn't use this purple either. Like they're very impactful shades that kind of are giving me more like foiled, I don't know. Anyway, my swatches are not great, but like I am happy with the evolution of Lethal. I had like no problem with the mattes. They performed kind of as expected, which is usually fantastic for me with Lethal mattes. Like, they don't have a perfect 100 average score, but their mattes are, I love being able to use a really big brush and do the like blend out. I will say, like, a little comment is that, so I hope this makes sense, but the level of impact or almost saturation of the more orchidy tone purple could easily overwhelm this tone of purple, I found that like not only did the more orchidy purple go on just with more impact, but I feel like if you're trying to put the two colors together, if you're not careful, that orchid tone might kind of overtake this other one. But I really enjoy both of these mattes because they're not like brights or neons, but they're more true in tone and less murky. And Lethal does murky. That's kind of their thing. And like you see it with, you know, the other kind of mattes in here. But I really like having these more like clean colors because that's the kind of color space I'm really a fan of. And they've done that before, but I feel like a lot of times when I'm excited for color, their tones do tend to just go a little more grungy than I always want. But these seem beautiful. Like the orchid tone I want to do all over the eye. I'm excited to have both, like all of these tones. I'm actually really excited for this gray. I swatched it the other day and I was like, ooh, I don't know. I don't work with gray very often, but I feel like this little trio, the mattes that I did not use, well, some of the mattes I did not use, like is beautiful. And I just think that this tone of gray is just very, very pretty. It doesn't seem too blue. And it's a little purpley, but it's not super purpley. I'm not sure how unique some of these other, like these two murkier purples, I'm not sure how unique they are. It's the Lethal line, but I feel like there's always people that are like, I'm waiting for kind of like the perfect Lethal palette or whatever to buy from. And I would say if you're a purple lover and you especially haven't bought from them before and you're a fan of what you see, I do think that this is a really beautiful palette. I think that, like I said, I find it has a really lovely mix of actual warm tone and actual cool tone purples. And I think that you can mix the tones together in ways that look beautiful. And like, I love purple. Like green is still my like #1 color on me, but I love purple makeup. And this palette is, so far, this is a first impression. This is me just playing, but like knowing my history with Lethal, knowing my feelings on their shimmers, I'm way more excited about these shimmers. I think that the two deeper tone shimmers might perform more like the older Lethal shimmers, but the impact and the shine and the shift of like these four, I am very, very tempted to pick up a couple of the newest multi-chromes because multi-chromes, especially like any of the iridescent or more pastel-y ones and the shimmery blushes, I might not be able to resist. Let me know if you have any favorites, if you picked anything up, if you have any requests, because yeah. This highlight, this fucking y'all, okay. This is nearly a glitter speck in sight. This is just smooth as fuck, so shiny. The peachy pink base to it, I really appreciate, enjoy and appreciate is what I was trying to say. I really appreciate because I think it looks really nice on my skin tone. That I don't know why that was a struggle to say. And I'm also curious, like, to know if that makes it more accessible to a variety of skin tones. I don't know that for sure, but I do know that Audra loves this highlighter and they encouraged me to pick it up, and same with this. So, you know, use code Audra at Lethal. It exists. You should use it. Anyway, just me being the friend that hypes up my friends. Okay, but oh man, and like, I don't need any more highlighters, like, ever. But I am tempted by the other two colors in this release because what they were described as and what I assumed them to be like, I feel like the cameras are not giving them justice. Yeah. So I really am a super fan of this. I love a green highlighter, and I love like a peachy or pinky highlight. So for me, I appreciate that on my skin tone, the pink to green, peach to green is more strong than the blue, but the blue is there. It is absolutely there. So I'm into it. No complaints. As somebody who kind of felt like the first highlighters that Letho released were pretty, but weren't quite as I wanted them to be, this is that noise. I'm not gonna say that noise again. I don't know where that noise came from, but this is that. This is that, and yeah, and yeah. So I am happy across the board. I will keep playing with this. If you want to see it in other videos or like in Instagram looks, let me know. I can't guarantee it'll be in other videos, but I will try to do some other Instagram looks with it, perhaps. I adore the outer packaging. I really love the tone of this, the purple. I love the little like embossed details and the pattern. And as I said before, I think this is a beautiful palette to use for palette building. If you did not know, pretty much everything Letho releases is in magnetic pans palettes. That is one thing I will say. They have compacts for their highlighters, but if you don't buy one, then it'll just come as a single pan, which is fine for me. I should say it's fine for me because I have a ton of magnetic palettes, but just something to note if you're picking them up. Anyway, I'm very happy with Letho as like a brand across the board. They're just a brand that I feel good about. And this, I feel really fucking good about this. Yeah. So let me know if you enjoyed this. I'm just glad to be like back to filming, back to doing this shit, and as I get new makeup, I might do more of these playtimes. We shall see. But let me know if you have any video requests or questions or anything. Leave them in the comments, because I love to hear from y'all. But most importantly, don't forget to take care of yourself better today than you did yesterday, because you are worth it. Bye, friends.